Hello children, this is Manik sir. Today we are going to talk about the remaining part of electoral politics. Yesterday I was telling you about the electoral politics introductions part. Today we shall be talking about the remaining part which are going to discuss today. They are such as, is it good to have political competitions? Is it good to have political competition? So dear children, in democratic society, in order to choose the right representatives, we see the competitions of the different political parties. Because in India, we are adopting the multi-party systems. Since we are adopting the multi-party systems, we are trying to do the political competitions between different kind of political parties in the societies. And when we are doing such political competitions, it used to create lot of social tensions in the society. Since we are having these political competitions, it is creating lot of difficulties in the society. Sometimes it is creating a sense of disunity. It is creating lot of tensions like fighting, then argument. All these things are happening in the society. Dear children, we are knowing very well that when we are having the multi-party systems, and in these multi-party systems, all the political parties, they are often using different kind of tricks to win over the elections. They are having dirty tricks here. They are having dirty tricks here. And why they are having dirty tricks? In order to have win over the elections. So, during the time of framing of the Indian constitutions, all the leaders were part of the Constituent Assembly. They were knowing all these problems, and in order to sort out all these problems, what they did was they made free and fair elections. They made free and fair competitions, and they made free and fair elections so that there will not be any kind of dirty tricks. My dear children, we are knowing very well that during the time of elections, people, they used to show muscle power, money power. Then they used to make false promises to the peoples in order to get their support, in order to get their favor. They used to do all these dirty tricks. So in order to counter this social issues, the framers of the Indian constitutions, they made free and fair elections. The free and fair election is very, very important and essential in democratic society. In democratic society, it's good to have political competitions, but we need to do it without having any kind of dirty tricks. Next, we are going to talk about what is our system of elections. In India, we are having Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha. The Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha elections are held in each 5 years. Sometimes, when the ruling party is not able to rule the society during that time, in between also, the dissolves of the political parties are happening. During that time, the ruling parties, they are not able to rule the society continuously for another 5 years. Sometimes in between the term period also, we see the breaking of the ruling government. But generally in India, what we understand that the Lok Sabha as well as the Vidhan Sabha elections are held in each 5 years. And when these Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha elections are happening in each 5 years, then after completions of the each 5 years, there used to be standing of dissolved. And when it is standing of having dissolving, during that time, there is seeming to have the general elections in each 5 years, and that is known as the general elections which are happening in each constituency, and that is why it is called general elections. Sometime during the ruling period, the political leaders, what they used to do is they used to resign from their post, they used to resign from their constituency, or in case of having death, we see that again the elections are happening, and such elections are called by-elections. Here I had explained you about the general elections. General elections are happening in each 5 years. When the Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabhas are dissolved, during that time in each constituencies the general elections are having, and that is known as the general elections. And here what we see here we see that in case of dying of the individuals of the political parties, or in case of resigning from their post, what they used to do here, again the re-elections happens in order to fill those constituencies, and that is why it is known as by-elections. Dear children, right now we are going to talk about electoral constituencies. In India, what is our system of electoral constituencies? Earlier in my first video, I have told you that about the situations of Haryana. In Haryana, there is 90 seats, and each political parties are having, they are standing in different constituencies. So here, according to the areas, dear children, the constituencies are divided here, and it is known as the electoral constituencies. And in India, for Lok Sabha, we are having 543 members here, and another 12 persons are nominated from arts, cultures, musics. So in Lok Sabha 6 we have 543 member of parliaments, and all these member of parliaments are representing the nations here. And for the Rajya Sabha we have 245 members, and they are representing their states here. So this is how the system of electoral politics in our society, and this is how the system of electoral constituency in our society. Here we understand that like that the village, the municipality, the ward, all these are accordingly it is been divided in the society. Accordingly, it has been divided in the society. In our village area, according to the populations and area wise, the panchayat has been divided into several wards, and several wards are forming the formations of panchayat here. Again, when several panchayats are coming together, again we see the formations of the panchayat samiti, the mandal, which is called the mandal here. So this is how the electoral constituency which are seen in Indian society. In Indian society, this is how the electoral constituencies which are found here in Indian society. Dear children, right now we shall be talking about reserved constituencies. So the framers of the Indian constitutions, they were knowing about the fact that the backward community or the backward classes, they are not going to make competitions with the higher classes peoples in the society. So to make them forward or to make them active in a society, the reserved constituencies were proposed by the Indian constitutions makers. And what they did was, they were knowing that these backward communities like scheduled caste and scheduled tribes peoples, they are not going to have win over the elections in the society because they are backward peoples, they are backward community, they are not having popularity in the society, they are not having name and fame. That is why they are not going to have win over the elections. In order to counter these problems, the reserve constituencies are made here. So, according to the Indian constitutions, 79 seats were reserved for the scheduled caste peoples and 41 seats are reserved for the scheduled tribes peoples here. So this is how the reserve constituencies are made in Indian society. Apart from that, my dear children, in panchayat level, in municipal corporations, we see the OBC, other backward communities. They are also the backward communities in the society. To make them forward in the society, the seats were reserved for them at panchayat level and urban area. So this is how the reserve constituencies are made in India. Apart from that, my dear children, we shall be talking about the voter list. So the voter list are prepared during the time or before the elections. The notifications are given. The notifications are given before the elections. It is been notified by the election commissions of India. The elections commissions of India, he used to give the notifications for the preparations of voter list before the elections here. So before the elections, the voter list is made here. So the voter list is made, and we understand that how the criteria are there in the society for the voter list. We are knowing very well that in Indian society, those citizens who are above 18 years of age has a vote. They have a right to give vote. So when these citizens are above 18 years of age, they are having a rights to give votes. That is why such kind of systems is known as adult franchise. What is called adult franchise? Adult franchise means a citizen who is having 18 years and above has a voting rights is known as adult franchise. So dear children, I just recently told you about the eligibility of becoming the citizens of India. In order to become the eligible citizens of India, we need to be above 18 years of age, and those citizens who are above 18 years of age has a voting rights, and that is called adult franchise. And those citizens who are having the rights to give votes from the district office, we see the EPIC card, that is known as Elections Photo Identity Card. It is been issued from the district headquarters. That means it is a card given to the citizens that they are the citizens of the nations and they have a right to give vote to the nations here. My dear children, those citizens who has 18 years of age has a voting rights, and that is the reasons the voting cards has been given and has been issued by the district headquarters and with the notifications of election commissions.